Welcome to the 8th practice. The theme for this practice is breath as spirit and life. This is a practice dedicated to the breath. It will be a flow. What a flow means is that we will be moving from one pose to the other, one movement to the other, using the breath to guide us into those movements. The breath will be the continual thread between all the movements. In many languages, breath and spirit and life have the same meaning. In ancient Greek, pneuma meant a breath of air or divine breath of inspiration. In Latin, animus and spiritus both mean breath, life, soul, spirit, vitality. Chi and ki, chi is Chinese and ki is Japanese, mean breath and energy. In Sanskrit, which is the language of yoga, prana means breath and life. When we're anxious, we tend to overbreathe. Overbreathing means that we're trying to get in a lot of oxygen. We're trying desperately to get oxygen in, but we haven't efficiently released carbon dioxide. So we've thrown off the harmonious balance between the in and the out breath. To be able to get oxygen in efficiently, we need to learn how to exhale fully. When we're trying to get breath in and we're not able to, we keep trying harder and harder. And often that's when a panic attack can happen because we're desperately trying to get breath, but we're not getting it. And breath is life. And we get the very real feeling that we're going to die because we're not getting enough breath. And so the attempt should not be at trying to get more breath in, but trying to release the carbon dioxide, to let go so that we can more fully take in. Overbreathing also means that we're using the chest muscles primarily. And the chest muscles were not meant to be the primary movers of the breath. The primary mover of the breath is the diaphragm. It's a huge muscle compared to these little small chest muscles. So when we breathe in, the diaphragm pushes down right into our bellies. And then when we breathe out from the belly, the diaphragm pushes up and the air is released. The more we learn how to breathe with the diaphragm, the deeper our breaths will be, the slower our breaths will be, and deep breathing and anxiety cannot coexist. So the breath is physical, but it is also emotional, mental, and spiritual. When we can learn to check in with our breath regularly, we can have a harmonious way of living. So take a good seat and focus first on letting go the breath. Then let the in-breath come as a consequence of the space you've created in your letting go, in your exhaling. Exhaling fully can allow for a full in-breath. You cannot take an in-breath fully if you haven't exhaled fully. And then reach your arms up as you inhale. Bring the hands together. Place the hands in front of your heart. Set an intention to honor the breath, not just as a physical component, but as spirit blowing through you. And then release your hands down. Because we're going to do a flow, I thought we would use music today. Remember, as in anything else that we're doing, to respect your limits. And we'll see if that works. So you'll come into a standing position. Okay, just 1 minute. Yeah, okay. With your feet firmly in connection with the ground, you're going to inhale, bring the hands up towards the chest. Exhale, bend your knees and let your hands float down. Inhale up towards the heart. Exhale, breath flows down. Take one more like that. And then all the way up. And exhale, bend your knees. Let your head bow. Inhale, draw the breath up from the earth. Let it meet with the sky. And let the sky meet with the earth. Breath is joining earth and sky. All of this moving through your being. And one more. And then place your hands on the low belly, just below the navel. Then you'll take one arm back, bend the knees, big circle, exhale, and bring it back. Bend the knees, other side. I won't talk as much through this flow. So once you know what we're doing, then just focus on doing it on your own. And last time. Step one leg back, front knees bent. Inhale and move forward. Exhale and bring the arms back and push the weight onto your back heel. Other side. And then we'll do some little loosening movements for the joints in the ankles in reverse. Reverse. And then separate the feet a little bit more. You're going to move the knees separately, creating space for breath to flow through the joints of the knees. And reverse. And then another one for the knees. Feet together, bend your knees, and circle. And reverse. And two movements as well for the hips. One leg in front, the front knee's bent, the back knee has a slight bend too. The hands are, elbows are by your sides. And you're basically doing your washing machine, moving the hips from side to side. And then we'll do the other side, so the other leg comes in front. And then feet parallel and circle the hips fully. And reverse. And then one foot in front of the other again. Both knees slightly bent. And this time it's for swinging the arms. So as the arms swing, the front leg straightens and then the knee bends. And other side. Become aware of your breathing throughout the practice. And then now the feet are together. You're going to interlace your hands behind your head and you're going to look up and exhale, drop the chin down. Inhale, look up. Exhale down. One more. And then now we twist and we bend and we look behind for the opposite heel. So we're twisting to the left, we're looking at our right heel. Come back, twist to the right, bend and look at the left heel. And back. And release that. And then just shake out your arms, shake out your legs, and shake everything up. So think of releasing when you do this, making space for breath and energy to move through you. And then we're going to come into doing our first sun salute. Inhale and bring the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands on your shins. Inhale, halfway up, navel goes back. Exhale, legs could be straight or knees can be bent as you drop your head. Inhale again, lengthen. Exhale. And third and last time. You can use your blocks if your hands aren't able to reach the ground. Step the right leg back. Bring the right knee to the ground. Bring both hands to the left knee. Draw the navel back. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, arms down. And plant the front heel into the earth and pull back. Fold forward. Foot to the ground. Pick up your back knee. Both legs back behind you, plank pose. Drop the knees, dip down. Inhale, come into cobra. Exhale, lower and downward dog or pause in your table position. Take your time here, one heel at a time to the earth. Lift the right leg up, right foot forward, left knee to the ground. Both hands on your right knee. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Heel to the earth, pull back. Place the foot to the ground and step the back foot to join the front. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bow, bend your knees. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale and pause. Each time you pause, become aware of breath moving through you, but life moving through you. Inhale, bring your arms up again. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, left leg behind you. And let's bring the left knee to the ground. And keeping the left hand on the ground, bring the right arm up so that you're coming into a twist. Or you can keep the back knee up the entire time. And exhale, release down. Both legs back behind you, plank pose. If you feel you can go straight into chaturanga, do so. Otherwise, drop your knees, come down, This time, locust pose. Arms by your sides. Draw the tailbone down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Curl your toes. Come up, pause in table first, or go right back into downward dog. Inhale, come up onto your toes. Exhale, down onto your heels. Couple more. And left leg back and up, and then step the left foot forward. And this time twist in on this side. And hand down. Step the right foot to join the left. Bend your knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, pause. Become aware of your breath. Third one, inhale, reach up, this time bending back, but you only bend back after you've lengthened your tailbone. Exhale, full forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we're going to step the right leg back. And we're going to pivot the right foot. Both hands on the inside of the left. And we're going to inhale. Bring the arms up. Pause to place the hands on the hips. And then back into warrior two pose. It takes courage to breathe fully. Because breath, if we can be fully present in our breathing, we can be fully present in our life. We're going to use the in-breath to straighten the front leg and the out-breath to bend the front knee. Inhale, exhale. One more. Lower your arms, turn your feet so they're parallel to each other. Squeeze the legs towards each other to create engagement. Roll your upper arm bones back. Exhale, fold over halfway. And then place your hands on the earth. And bend your elbows. And drop your head. And then coming up, turn, pivot so that you're in lunge on this side. So now the left leg is back and the right knee is bent. And then you're going to bend your back knee and step forward into Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhale, and rise up. Inhale, bring your arms up, bend back, exhale, fall forward. And so now on this side, we're going to keep the left hand down, bring the right arm up, exhale down. Both legs behind, plank pose. Coming down onto the belly. Inhale into cobra. Exhale down and back into your downward dog. Pause. Take a few breaths here. And then bend your knees, jump or step forward. Fall forward, bend your knees, rise up. Exhale. Release your hands and shake again, shake everything out. Then we'll have the left foot in front, right leg back. For warrior one, then do warrior two on the other side. We'll get there. So with the warrior one, the hips are square. You're going to bring the arms up. And then this is where the blocks can become handy. Straighten both legs and fold forward. So if you have your block, you can have 2 blocks or 1 block to have the front leg straight. And then bend the knee. Step back. Bring the right knee to the ground. Bring both hands to the left leg. Take the right elbow on the outside of the left knee, both hands together, and lift up your back leg. And come back. Both legs back behind you, plank pose. Down onto your belly, cobra or locust, and back into your downward dog. And lift up the right leg, step the right foot forward. And we'll come into warrior one on this side. Square the hips, front knees bent, back heel is sinking into the ground as you draw your navel back. Lift up your arms to honor the breath, to welcome the breath, and then straighten the front leg and fall forward using your block or not. Slide the back leg behind you. You can drop the knee to the ground, both hands on the right leg, and then you hook. Bring the hands together, lift up the back knee. Use your core to help you stay steady and draw your legs towards the midline. And then release. And step the back foot to join the front. And come up. And back to the center. Okay, the other side that we didn't do the warrior two, we're going to do it now. So we'll turn the right foot out. Bend the right knee. Inhale, lift the arms up and into the warrior two on this side. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Find the steadiness of your body and the steadiness of your breath. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend. And a couple more. And release that. And bring your legs together. I'll do a few balances. We're going to move from one balance to the other, but if you need to take a pause in between any of the balances, you know you can do that. So bringing up your right knee and flexing your right foot and drawing your navel back, and then interlacing your hands behind your right thigh, extending your right leg out, bending your right knee, reaching for your right ankle, drop your right knee towards the earth, push the foot into the hand, and draw the tailbone down. Bring your arm up. And then figure four. Cross the right leg over the left and fold forward. Blocks can be handy here too. And then rise up. And other side. With balance, it's important to find a steady point that you can gaze on. Extend with your out breath. Bend your knee again. Reach for the ankle. Drop the left knee towards the earth and back a bit. At the same time, take your tailbone and bring it forward. So create that resistance. Keep steady with your breath. And then cross. And coming up. And release the legs, release the ankles, release the arms. Stepping the right leg back. This is crescent lunge, which means we're not all the way down, but the back foot is as in a lunge shape. So the heel is up. In the dip down as you exhale, inhale up. Exhale. And then all the way down, drop the knee to the ground, both hands on the ground, and then lift up your back leg for lunge. And then place both hands on the inside of that left foot, that front foot, and then pivot. So your Left foot is perpendicular to your right. And then finding your balance, coming up into your warrior two pose. And then rainbow warrior. Inhale, bring the arm up, left arm up, right arm slides down. And then deepen the bend in your front knee, side angle, or Parsvakonasana. And then we're going to place the feet back into the lunge position and come into a little balance on this side. Drawing the right foot in, and this is where the block can be handed to. You can place the block under your left hand for half moon pose, or you can place the hand on the floor. So you draw the navel back to find your balance. And then bend the knee and come back into warrior two. Straighten the leg, front leg, pivot. Inhale, roll your upper arm bones back. Lift up your heart. Exhale, halfway. Place the hands on the ground or on your blocks. Separate your feet now a little bit more. And then bend one knee, one leg is straight, so right knee is bent, left leg is straight. And then on the other side. And then you're going to pivot over towards the left side. And we're going to come into our crescent lunge pose on this side. So we dip as we exhale. Inhale, lift up. And then all the way down. Both hands on the inside of the right foot. Lift up the back knee, pivot. Warrior two again, this time on the other side. Rainbow warrior, inhaling, exhaling. Remember all your alignment. So the low belly, the core is always engaged in our movements. Legs are strong. And then we come into the half moon on this side. So we place the hands on the ground. You can have your block nearby. Turn both feet in the same direction. And lift up your back foot, back leg. Place the right hand on the ground. Left hand on your left hip. And left arm up. And then bend the knee. And come back as gracefully as you can into warrior two. And release. Bring your legs together and shake it out. Honoring the breath again. Inhale in. Reaching up for the sky. Exhaling, moving through air as you come to the earth. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bow. And step your right leg back. Pivot. Warrior two again. This time we're going to come into triangle pose from warrior two. Take your time to breathe. Remember, the practice is dedicated to the breath. Straighten the front leg and place the left hand. You have options here. So place your right hand on your right hip so that this arm does not get in the way of your concentration for the left leg and the left arm. So you want to keep the left leg strong. That can be helped by lifting up the toes so that you engage all the muscles. And the hand stays on the leg. It stays on a block in front of the left foot or on a block on the other side of the left foot. And so here we are in triangle pose, where you become in this starfish connection between heaven and earth through your breath. And then we're going to hop onto the moon again. So you bend the left knee, and the block is conveniently there from the last time. And we come up, and bend the knee, come back down. Other side. Warrior two. straighten the front leg. So now both legs are straight. Right arm reaches over. The thighs are drawn back. The legs are squeezed in towards each other. Then the tailbone lengthens as your low belly gets drawn back. And bring the left arm up. Your head could be looking, your eyes could be looking down at the floor. It could be looking directly in front, or it could be looking up towards the sky. And then we bend the knee, reach in, hop, and come into half moon on this side. And then come back. And release. And coming into another movement. Inhaling. Bending back. Exhaling. Folding forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale. And then you're going to step back into downward dog. So you can either step back or you can hop back. You're going to inhale, come into plank. Exhale, downward dog. Roll up onto your toes. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. And then you can drop your knees to the ground, or you can position your hands right under your shoulders, tuck your elbows in, and come all the way down. And then Sphinx pose. Shoulders away from ears. And then working a little bit with the core. Draw the low belly back. Lift up the front of the pelvis. Drop the head down. Feel the core getting active. And then back. Interlacing your fingers. Curl your toes. Repeat the same movement. And then lifting up completely. And then knees to the ground. And walking back, open your knees, coming into a child's pose. And then lifting up your torso, bringing your knees together. You can have your toes flat or curled, and then just place your hands behind you, by your feet. And start taking the low belly back and curling the tailbone under you. Inhale, lift, roll your upper arm bones back. So a little variation of what's called camel pose, but not full camel. Exhale down. And again, use the breath, use the slow movement to unfold and then to return. One more. So tailbone gets long, low belly is drawn back, upper arm bones are rolled back, and exhale. And then come into a seated position. Shake your legs out in front of you. And so in this movement, what we're going to do is start off coming into pigeon pose with your left knee forward. And remember, you can make this more or less intense depending on how far forward your left foot is. You can also place something between the crease of your left knee if you're having trouble with your knees. And then you make your pelvis level and come down. You can also use the blocks under your forearms. Breathe. Let the breath flow through you. And then coming up. And you're going to shift onto your left buttock. Right leg is stretched out in front. Turn to face the right leg, left knee is heavy, fold forward. Inhale, bring the left arm up like an arc, and then shift over into gate pose. And back. And then take the right leg around the left. Remember that the bottom leg could be straight out. And your left arm can be around the knee or on the outside of the knee. Lengthen your spine as you turn to your right side. Back to the center. Tuck the right knee over the left and fold. Inhale, come up. Undo your legs. Come back into a table position and bring the right leg forward. Walk the left leg back. Square your hips. That means the right hip has to go back more than you think. And then slowly release down for pigeon on this side. And then coming up. Then you're going to shift over onto your right buttock. And the left leg is open. And you're going to fold over the left leg. And then bring the right arm up. Rising sun, setting sun. Gate pose on this side. And back. Left leg comes on the other side of the right leg, or the bottom leg is straight out. Arm around the knee or on the outside of the knee. Draw the navel back, lengthen your spine. Make the connection to the earth, make the connection to the sky. Let your breath be the connecting thread in your movements, in your awareness. And then coming back, tuck that top leg behind. Readjust your ankles, your heels, away from your buttocks and fold forward. Line the knees up as much as you can. And coming up. Both legs out in front, shake your legs out. And begin to lift up the feet. Extend your legs. Roll your upper arm bones back. And then come onto your backs. Rock a little bit from side to side. Place your feet on the ground. Inhale. Let your arms go behind you. Let your hips come up. Exhale down. Inhale again. Exhale. One more. This time, keep your arms where they are. Exhale, bring just the hips down. Inhale, bring just the hips up. Exhale, just the hips down. And then again. And now bring the hips and the arms down. Positioning yourself for bridge. Roll your upper arm bones back so there's space between your low back and the mat. And begin to lift up your hips. Continue to walk your shoulders, your shoulder blades towards each other. You can have your arms by your sides. You can use a strap. You can even have your elbows bent. Or you can interlace your fingers. Roll again. Let your legs be strong. A little space between your chin and your chest. Release your fingers and slowly come down. Bring your left knee in. Extend your right leg out. Begin to lower your right foot to the ground. Let the right foot get heavy. Let the right leg get heavy. Inhale, exhale, bring the head up. And release back down to the ground. Other side. Extend the left leg out, lower the left foot to the ground. Left heel heavy, left leg heavy. Exhale, lift up your head. You're lifting up your head, but you're not lifting up your leg. And down back. And then bring both knees in. Side to side and circle. And change directions. Feet to the ground. Separate your arms, separate your feet. Windshield wipers. Knees drop to one side, head to the opposite side. Inhale to the center, exhale to the other side. Inhale, exhale. You can hook the right foot on top of the left knee for a deeper stretch. Release that. Other side for a deeper stretch. And back. Bring your knees in. And this time when you lift up your head, reach your hands to the outsides of your feet and push your feet into your hands and resist. And release. And stretch your arms and legs away from each other. Fully feel that space. And then preparing yourselves for the relaxation, for Shavasana. When we become aware that we are not just physical beings, but that we also have the Spirit moving through us, then our living can be hugely expansive. As you rest, become aware that yes, you've created more space, and in that space there is the physical flow of circulation. There is the flow of breath. There is the flow of energy. There is the flow of spiritus, animus. There is the flow of chi. There is the flow of ki. There is the flow of prana. Breath and life flowing through you. And then taking your time, bringing your knees in towards your belly, rocking again a little bit from side to side. And then rolling over to one side, coming back up into a seated position. Take breath in, take life in. Honor breath. Honor life. Honor spirit. Thank you.